Hi, so I'm going to set up a new workspace on Poetry. I'm going to configure it so things are like on-branded in context, and I'm going to build my first playbook of assets, which are going to help me to do a great job on that rec. So the workspace I'm going to set up is Canva, create, and now I'm going to go into the Canva workspace. So this is effectively like a show home. This is day one, and all the solutions are in place. But what I need to do is to auto-populate Canva, canva.com, generate workspace responses. And this is auto-populating a questionnaire, which we have in place, which is going to help the AI within Poetry to really understand a lot more about Canva. So this is going to include things like what's the company's vision, mission, and values. And it's also capturing from the career site and other trusted sources what is the teams that this company hires for, what are the job titles within those teams, and what are the locations that it hires for. So teams are things like customer support, design, engineering, finance. And then here's some of the types of jobs. Is it going to be completely comprehensive? Sometimes it is, but sometimes you might go, actually, it's not including this team, so you might add it in. And then in terms of locations, here are the locations which this company hires within. If the Playbook Assistant is switched on, that's not, none of these buttons are going to be in here except Build Playbook. I would click Build Playbook, and Poetry is going to determine what's the right tactics to hire for this job based on supply v demand in that location and other factors like, is it blue collar, white collar, is it exec, or whatever it might be. It'll then choose which assets the recruiter needs and develop those, right? Alternatively, I, as a recruiter, can choose which assets I need, or I can click Select All and Build Playbook. So I'm going to do an IT job. It is a network administrator. It's based in Sydney, Australia. Click Select All, build the playbook, and within about 30 seconds, this is going to give me 15 essential items of talent intelligence that help me to understand the job. It's going to give me talent sourcing assets like Boolean strings and outreach messaging, recruitment marketing content like job adverts and social media posts, and operational recruitment assets like the job description, interview questions, the kickoff meeting template, that type of thing. As you can see, this is just building. Another probably 15 seconds and this will be complete. Once it is, I'm going to just flick through all of the assets that are in here. The last thing to be built is this research. Once that says 15, this is going to be done. So it is doing it specifically for the network administrator in Sydney. There's nothing that's like just like random locations or like global. There's nothing that's like not specifically to do with this job. So research. Here's the key challenges and responsibilities. Here's the recommended skills and qualifications, salary range and benefits according to Glassdoor, PayScale, and Indeed, similar job titles, universities with courses relevant to this job, job board suggestions, Seek, Indeed, LinkedIn, Jora, Adzuna, the characteristics of employers who hire for this in Sydney, the companies with the best career opportunities for this job in Sydney, the largest employers for this job in Sydney, remote work trends, diversity trends, job and industry insights, commutable locations, turnover and growth rates, and demand v supply. So that's the sort of information that a recruiter could take an hour to go and spend trying to find. Or, as one talent acquisition leader said to me, more likely to just skip that information. So we're just giving it to them so that they can take 90 seconds to read all of that. And, you know, they've got some really good insights. Kickoff meeting. So you can upload your own templates for this, or you can use ours. This is our standard template for kickoff meetings. You can configure it using the settings that are in here, or you can upload your own. And that's the same for job descriptions and job adverts and interview questions and the other solutions that are in here. Boolean strings, search Google, here are network administrators and similar in and near Sydney. Here's my conversation guide. It's like an elevator pitch. Here's objection handling responses, social media outreach for in-mails and that type of thing. AI generated images. I'm not going to spend much time on that. There's a new version of this going live, which I'm going to share a lot about next week. Brand adverts. If you've got like a carousel of short adverts needed for LinkedIn posts or Instagram or whatever. Email copy. If you've got people in the CRM you want to reach out to. Your company's EVP. Reconfigured for the talent persona of a network administrator. Job advert, landing page copy, talent persona, social media post, job description, skills-based hiring. Skills-based hiring is telling you what are the other jobs with an overlap of the skills and giving the recruiter like some bite-sized information to help them to have a semi-informed conversation with the hiring manager to help them be more creative in terms of what they're looking for if it's a hard-to-fill job. Candidate interview questions. There's many different ways that you can configure these. And then candidate offer letter. You're probably not going to use that. I can go back to my asset pack, which is this playbook. I can click share. I can send that to hiring managers. They can collaborate with me inside Poetry using the comments area. There's other solutions in here. One I just want to highlight is this competitor area. So let's say I've identified a candidate who works at Xero. I'm going to be having a conversation with them. I want to know what it's like to work there. I can click create competitor. This is going to develop a competitor card for this organization. I click generate insights. This is now reading Indeed reviews. It's reading Glassdoor reviews. It's reading blogs about working in the SaaS industry. And it's going to take a few seconds to give me information on their culture, information on their strengths, information on their weaknesses. This is aggregating the internet to identify this information. I can also now, this is a fairly new feature, go into competitor comparison, compare, and this is now going to just take a few seconds to go, okay, Canva versus Xero. What are the key talking points? What are the areas of competition that we should really be highlighting when we're talking to that hot enterprise account executive who works for Xero and we really want them to come and work for Canva? So it's going to be like a crib sheet effectively of the kind of things that I want to know about and what I can talk about. Mission and impact, company culture and environment, growth opportunities and professional development, and then conversation points for recruiters. So I hope that's interesting and would love to know what you think.